Now, I promised that we would have GoodYear talking to us now very shortly, and we have Mr. Kane in this studio. Good morning, Lane.
Good morning, Rosemary. Thanks for having me today.
You're more than welcome. So, tell us what's happening here. I think it's Women with Drive. Okay, so just explain that a bit, and then we'll go on and ask you some good questions.
Cool. Basically what it is, it's an information night for our local female customers to get up to scratch with the latest vehicles requirements that are out there on how to maintain their vehicle and do it outside of their regular servicing that they may get done from their local provider or us at GoodYear Caboolture, basically.
So that means that we don't just get in the car and drive and put petrol in when it runs out?
No, of course not, of course not. Outside the normal servicing, you really need to do certain things to keep your car at a safe level and also ensure that you save money in the future as well.
Of course, that goes without saying, but we don't all know how to do it. So, Kane, you're going to be conducting a little seminar, I suppose, a little workshop.
That's correct.
So what does Women with Drive involve? So where do we go?
What we're going to be doing on the night is demonstrating some of the basic knowledgements of checking tyre sizes, checking tyre pressures, checking their under bonnet things like, you know, oil levels, water levels, these sorts of things that they need to do before they go away on holidays, and do it throughout the year to ensure that, you know, their car is safe for any given moment, basically.
Yep. So you'll go through basically a general service, a day-to-day service.
Pretty much so. We're going to, definitely. We're going to be having a few cars on the hoist so we can actually show all the people that attend on the night what certain things are. Tyre pressures, looking for irregular tyre wear, how to change a tyre is a very important one that we're going to be focusing on the night as well. Most importantly, that is very important. But just to really get them in touch with, you know, where do they put their oil, how do they check their oil, these sorts of things are very, very important.
Because I'm pretty guilty of simply just letting the car be serviced, and we check the tyre pressure and put petrol in, and that's probably about all I do, I must admit.
I have to agree, and a lot of people do that as well, but with today's vehicles there's so much more that people can do to be more ensured that their vehicle is in a safe manner. Most importantly, you know, there's battery checks, and there's certain things like the last thing you want to do is end up on a tow truck, and basically the night's about making sure all these precautionary measures, they can do it at home. They can feel free to take advantage of our 55-point safety check that we offer. It's free of charge as well. That gives people peace of mind that their car's in good health, and that's what we want to do.
So come back to that 55-point check. So if I was to go down to GoodYear, and that's where it is, you would do this check on all of the...
Definitely. It's a detailed check from top to bottom. It involves brakes, suspension, tyres, batteries. We go right over the entire car. It's almost close to a roadworthy inspection, which is what people normally do when they sell a vehicle. We do this so that, you know, they know what condition their vehicle is in, and if there's any repair work that's required, we work with the customer and we try and get it done as quick as we can, you know.
And so you can do the repair work?
Yes, certainly. We do all mechanical, tyres, we do the lot.
So this is really good for both the women, and it is a night for women people. We're presuming that the guys know a bit more about it than we do. But in saying that, there's a lot of women out there, Kane, that do know quite a lot about their vehicles and do look after them very well.
There is. Most of our customer base will be over 50% of females, and a majority of them do know what's going on. It's just today's technology with the latest cars, it's quite hard to stay up on it. You can open up an old school bonnet from a car from 10 years ago and you'll see everything. Nowadays, you open the bonnet, you just start to scratch your mind, you know what I mean? You think, wow, what's what?
Yeah, and there's not a lot of cars that are over 10 years old, are they?
Not anymore. Most of them are all pretty new now with the latest technology,
Yeah. So, all right, come back to, we're going to do the, tyre pressure check is certainly a good one. Yep. And you'll teach us how to do that.
Of course.
We're locating the wear and tear on the vehicle, and also overinflation, as underinflation's as bad, aren't they, both of them?
That's correct.
Wheel alignment. Now, women can't hardly do wheel alignment, but we know that we'll need it if we've got that wear on the tyre.
Definitely. On the night, we've got a few examples in place where we can show underinflation, overinflation. We can show what irregular tyre wear is and what's caused the problem as well. And understanding, you know, this is the problem, this is why it happens. It's more of an information night so that they can understand more. It's instead of having us guys at the front counter going, this needs doing, guys, you know, this is why we need to do it. This is the reason why, and this is how it's come about. You know, understanding is very important.
Yeah, and Kane, with bumping the gutter, can sometimes be enough to put the alignment out, can't it?
Of course, yep. Generally, our biggest thing we have at work is I didn't feel anything. That's the biggest thing that we get. But unfortunately, the damage required is you've actually hit something, unfortunately. But yeah, it's understanding something that doesn't have to be noticed. But
No.
It's generally when it comes in for its regular check, we go,
That's when
folks,
you see it.
this is a bit of a problem here. Have you hit something? It's never ending for us. But understanding is very important to us.
Okay, all right, well, so that's good. And then we've got checking your fluid levels. So we'll go through brake fluid.
Yep,
Oh,
power steering fluid.
Yeah.
Yep. Coming up the summer now, we want to try and let people know that it's time to get your cooling system flushed. Stay on top of your water levels. Make sure your aircon's regassed. I believe it's going to be a hot one. So it's the servicing that you don't do in winter is a different side of it at summertime. So we need to look at the watering side of things to ensure that your car doesn't overheat. You don't get stuck on the side of the road.
And just coming down to the water in your windscreen.
Yep. Something so simple. So frustrating, but so simple.
Yeah, because, somebody, you've got dust on the road and then you try to clean it. It's empty.
Exactly.
So you go through all of those things.
Everything.
All right.
Top to bottom is what we're aiming to do.
How good is that?
Have a bit of fun as well.
As well. And women are wonderful. You get them out there doing boy things and we just love it. But the other thing too, and I know I'm probably overemphasising it, Kane, but the importance of regular servicing is way up there.
It is.
And then just all the little bits and pieces, the old oil versus the new oil.
That is so important. It's no different to having breakfast in the morning. If your car doesn't have new oil in it, you'll notice the difference.
Yeah, okay. And the air filter? Oh, yeah.
Especially living out west in the countryside with the roadworks that are going on, dirty air filters can cause bad fuel efficiency. The list goes on.
Well, have a look. It's as dry as a chip outside, so there's a heck of a lot of dust.
Yep.
And if anybody's been out to the Farm Fantastic site lately, you'd certainly know that you've got a little bit of dust around.
Definitely.
Yeah. And your spark plugs.
Yep.
Now, with the new cars, do you have to have the old spark plug tool? Because I know I had one of those for the mower.
Generally, they're pretty much the same nowadays. They're pretty much the same. I think a lot of the old school cars, people believe that they still have to replace spark plugs every second or third service. Nowadays, they've got state-of-the-art spark plugs that don't have to be replaced for 100,000 kilometres. And that's another thing that we'll touch base with on the night, is that depending on the vehicle, there's certain things that don't need to be replaced compared to an older vehicle as such. So, understanding what's required in a service is another thing that we'll touch base on the night, so that they know that, hey, this is what's due, and they'll know what's coming up ahead, so that they can budget for it too and not be tricked as well. So
and I think women sometimes think that men pull the wool over their eyes. That, oh yes, you need this lady and you need that.
They do.
But if you've got this little bit of knowledge, I mean, that can take you a long way.
It does. Understanding is such a big thing, and when, like you said, it is one of those industries that's still a bit tarnished with, women come in, we just get tricked and so forth, and I do believe it probably still happens out there, but with the way we approach it is that, we want understanding, and if they want to give our sales team a go, we'll take them through the entire vehicle. It's not a problem. We can show them item for item and what we've replaced and why we've replaced it, basically, so that they understand what they're paid for, and for $1 spent, $1 earned. You know what I mean? So, reassuring and understanding is the main thing for the night.
And what's the possibility here? Just demonstrating the tyre machine and balancer?
Yeah, definitely. We're going to probably fit a tyre on the night, just so that when customers do come in and book in for 4 tyres, they understand that it takes an hour and a half and not 15 minutes. It's probably a big one for us. But yeah, just to show them a little bit inside knowledge on what we actually do and why it does take a couple of hours to do certain things, and that, our industry is just like going to the doctors. If you rush the doctor, he'll misdiagnose. So, it's we'll keep you running, but we'll definitely do that. But the biggest thing is it takes time. So it's not a quick thing, and it's not a quick industry anymore. And with this fast food mentality, sometimes it'll only take 15 minutes, won't it? It's never the case. No. So lots of tale with cars.
It's a whole lot of little bits and pieces that all click together. Now, Kane, when is this on?
It's next Thursday. It starts at 6 p.m.
Okay.
It's at the GoodYear Auto Care in Caboolture on Moorfield Road, there next door to the Repco store.
Yep, and that's the October 25.
That's correct. Yep.
And starting at 6 p.m. Now, is there a cost involved?
No, it's free of charge. It's free of charge. All we need people to do is just ring the store. I think you've got the number there. I can read it out if you like.
I don't have it, but guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to write it down when you tell us, and I'll say it again.
The number's 54 958 288.
Too easy.
Ask for both myself, Kane, or Michael.
Okay.
We've got limited seating though, Rosemary,
Yeah,
so we're
and you
looking
would
for about
have.
20 to 25 people.
Okay,
If
so
the-
ladies,
Yep.
if you're looking at that, yeah. What a
Feel
good
free to
idea.
bring a friend or a daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
no age barriers.
No. You don't have to be
No.
over 20. All right, so let's just run through quickly. You're going to be identifying tyre sizes, which is important for the vehicles, isn't
Definitely,
it?
so they know what they're shopping for when they
Yep.
ring.
And then how to change a flat tyre.
Correct.
And how to check your tyre pressure. A lot of non-tyres, isn't it? Well, I suppose it gets us around. Keep an eye on the wear and tear. How to check the fluid levels. Importance of regular servicing and maintenance. And then there's possibility of a demonstration tyre machine and balancer.
That's correct.
Because that's a pretty big thing
That's
that's
a big
in there,
part of,
isn't it?
of especially the store as well, but just so that they know what's entailed, I suppose, most importantly.
And it will explain to us why it takes
Yep.
more than 15 minutes.
That's right.
Yeah. Kane, thank you very much for coming in.
No worries,
And
Rosemary.
Kane, you're the manager
Yes,
down
correct,
there?
yep.
Kane is the manager at the GoodYear Auto Care Caboolture. And as he said, it's just down there near Repco.
Yep.
So on the left-hand side as you're heading south, and the right-hand side you have to go up and do a U-E and come back, okay?
That's the one.
But certainly look forward to seeing you there on October the 25th. And please give them a quick call because numbers are fairly well limited.
Exactly right. We're looking at probably doing another one early next year as well. We want to make this a recurring thing,
Good.
both to attract new customers and existing customers as well.
Win-win situation.
Exactly
Kane.
right,
Yeah.
yep.
Thank you very much for coming into the studio.
worries,
Lovely to
Rosemary.
meet
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you now. We'll go and have a little bit of music now as I say bye-bye to Kane. And, oh, hang on, there's some word from our sponsors will be even better.